Welcome to Life Talk with Mariette. I am Mariette. This show is about the life lessons that shape us, what I've learned, what I'm still learning, and how we grow through challenge, awareness, and purpose. I will share personal insights to motivate and inspire you, and sometimes invite guests who do the same. At its heart, Life Talk is about real stories, real growth, and meaningful connection. This is Life Talk with Mariette. Motivational, inspirational, full of heart. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Life Talk with Mariette. I'm your host, Mariette Camera. Welcome to our roundtable discussion. What's on your mind is the topic, because we all carry thoughts that linger about life, love, our health, or the world around us. Sometimes we share them, sometimes we won't. But when we do, something changes. Tonight on Life Talk with Mariette, we ask a simple question. What's on your mind? From technology to relationships, from health to aging, let's talk honestly, listen deeply, and maybe even learn something new about ourselves. Our guests and friends, Life Talk contributors are Carl Del Spina. He's an entrepreneur, former Life Talk with Mariette host. Good evening, Carl. Thank you for being with us.
Well, good evening. Thank you for having me.
All right. Gene Thompson, entrepreneur, accomplished songwriter, artist, author. Gene, good evening.
Good evening, Mariette. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Robert Adamo, entrepreneur, CEO of SEO Marketing, Life Talk contributor. Good evening, Robert. And thank you as always for being with us, for making this happen.
Thank you, Mariette. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So let's just really get started. You're tuned into Life Talk with Mariette. I'm your host, Mariette Camera. On the web, lifetalkwithmariette.com. What's on your mind is our topic tonight, a roundtable discussion, honest conversations about the thoughts we carry every day. And we're starting with category technology. Why do some people say we're more connected than ever, yet feel more alone? Carl, what would you say?
Oh, we're definitely more connected, without a doubt, yes. Everybody's got a phone, TV shows, the news, without a doubt, yes.
Mm-hmm. Gene, what's your answer to that?
Yeah, everybody is definitely connected, but I think everyone feels further away because we don't have that closeness anymore. Before, in times past, I would have to actually go to your house or either call you on the phone and talk to you. And now people just, we just have this, like, it seemed like we created another dimension. It's an internet dimension where we communicate, but there's no human touch.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, digital connection isn't the same as an emotional connection. That's right. And what's your answer, Robert?
I think we're both connected and disconnected, and it's really up to the people themselves. But if they don't know how to navigate these new technologies, and I love the word dimension that Gene mentions, if you don't know how to navigate this new dimension, it's very easy to feel like you're all alone because you don't know how to take those online relationships to the next level.
Right. Now, has technology made life easier or just busier, Carl?
Oh, much busier. Are you kidding me? Yeah, without a doubt, because you've got to stay on top of everything. So, as a matter of fact, my wife just bought a new laptop, and in order to set it up, she has to know exactly how to do it, and it's very confusing sometimes, especially for me, now that I've gotten to be involved with her and her business. She teaches flute. And so she's constantly on there and constantly going back and forth with her students and her students' parents. And so she has to be connected continuously.
Right. Now, what happens when someone chooses not to use technology at all, Gene?
In these times, you will be left behind because everything is leaning towards that. All business, all forms of music, art. It's like what you're doing, your podcast. Everything is basically funneled into this system. And if you're not in that system, boom, you're gonna be left out. You're gonna just feel like a socially homeless, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Oh, I love that. Let me write that down. Socially homeless. You're absolutely right. And how many people are really in that situation? And I'm not sure if we can convert them. If we can convert them to take classes online where they're against a computer. Computers don't cost money that much anymore. You can get a nice one for 350 plus, little more, So it's not that. But I don't want to get into it too deep, and I have people like that around me. Next question to Robert. Are younger generations losing essential life skills because of the the screens?
Uh, In some cases, some might be losing life skills. If they use the technology, though, to their advantage, they could learn a lot more. I
Mhm.
know I've learned a lot just watching videos, whether it be TikTok videos, YouTube videos. And so, again, if you embrace technology, you're going to learn well. But if you keep it away, like I remember my grandparents, they wouldn't even look at an ATM when ATMs came out. And I'm like, Grandma, you could get money. No, 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 that thing is, I don't know what it's going to do. So
That's right.
people
They
are
didn't trust. Mhm.
often, yeah, there's a trust factor there. And so, but people have to embrace technology or they're going to be left behind, is really what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's why the older generation they stayed with the savings book, even they got
Mm-hmm.
1%, but they could look at it
Mm-hmm.
all the time. They would walk to the bank, the banker would still sit
Right.
on the platform, and they would shake their hand and do whatever
Right.
and post the latest, the updated account, and then they would take that savings book back home. And they would
Mm-hmm.
stroke it, look at it. I know my father did that, you know.
Yeah.
So so that's great. So we're ready for a quick break. And after the break, we continue with relationships. So don't touch that dial. No, we're at a break, and I don't know why I'm whispering, but I want to share some emails with you that we got from a few people. George in Kent, Connecticut, and he loved Healthy Cooking Made Simple. Hi, Marietta and Chef Shakima. I just caught Healthy Cooking Made Simple on TV, and I have to say I am hooked. I am single and honestly don't know my way around the kitchen, but the way Chef Shakima explained things made it seem possible, even fun. Looking forward to more easy, healthy meal ideas. Love, George. Oh, thank you, George from Kent, Connecticut. Thank you so much. I should ask you for, how old are you, George? George, are you available? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for taking the time to write into us. The next email came from John in Newtown, Connecticut. Subject, a heartfelt thanks for staying well when the world feels. Dear Marietta, I really appreciated your episodes with Dr. Chris on staying well when the world feels unsteady. The caring tone and the real world advice came through so clearly. It's rare to find programs that mix warmth with real knowledge. Thank you for that, John. John, thank you for watching and thank you for expressing. It means the world to us. We're at a break here and we're supposed to have a little water or lemonade or whatever. So, but I can't wait to share this with you. Victoria in Southbury, Connecticut. Subject, the cost of playing small really hit home, she said. Hi, Marietta. I saw your episode, The Cost of Playing Small, and totally agree. One must take a stand in life and stop being wishy-washy. That a girl, Victoria. I've done that myself lately, and it feels empowering. Thanks for speaking so directly. It's refreshing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I have one more, and then I got to get back to the guys. Virgie in Richfield, Connecticut. Subject, How Purpose Becomes Medicine was life-changing. Hello, Marietta. How Purpose Becomes Medicine was fantastic. That idea that meaning itself heals. is something I've always believed but never heard expressed so beautifully. This episode should be required viewing for everyone searching for direction. Virgie. All right. Virgie, thank you so much. Virgie from Bridgefield, Connecticut. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It makes us feel like $1 million. So let's get back to the show. Back from our break. I'm your host, Mariette Camera. And our topic tonight is what's on your mind? And we're moving right along to relationships. And I'd like to bring Carl to the mic. Why do people struggle to express what they truly feel?
Oh my God. If I were a psychologist, um,
Yeah, you are tonight. You are
oh,
tonight, Carl.
oh, brother. Uh, I don't know, to tell you the truth. I guess they don't feel comfortable with what they do sometimes. Some people are uh, too much uh, to control their emotions, and power is in response, not reaction. You know, um,
You know what it is too? It's a habit because when they were little, they weren't allowed to express themselves, so they continue that
oh,
in,
without a doubt,
in
without a
their
doubt.
adulthood, you know?
Sure, my father was a prime example of that. Keep your mouth shut unless you're spoken to.
Yeah,
Only,
I mean,
only talk. Only talk if you have to give an answer to somebody.
how
You
can you how can you really it doesn't matter what part of the world. I grew up the same way, and same over here. So you would think the kids had a little more leeway. No, they didn't. That's a shame, as a matter of fact. um what's your take on this, Gene?
Um, I think people are uh Carl was specifically right about what he said, and you also. But I think people are it's many things. I think they're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of just being judged.
Mm.
Uh, and I think now, even with the internet now and texting and emailing, people have trouble struggling even that way, being who they are when they're not behind the phone or in front of the screen. So it's just getting more and more hard to just be your authentic self in these times. But I think it's important to be like that because uh, you're just more truthful, you
Right, but
know.
we're also taught to stay polite, not honest, even in
That is very true, and that
yeah.
goes back to what you and Carl were talking about. With my, when you said around the world, the same thing. In my house too, my little old country house, we had the same thing. Sit down, be quiet, don't say anything unless someone says anything, and that I'm serious, and that
Yeah.
affects a child because when you get
Yes,
in
it
school
does.
and you start growing, it kind of stifles you. So one quick thing, when I go to the prisons, I tell the guys there, I make each one of the guys stand up, give their name, give a testimony about their life or something about their life, and I tell them, whenever you have an opportunity, speak
Hmm.
because that's going to open doors for you, even if it's for you in your own mind.
Would
So
you explain to the audience quickly what you mean when you go to the prisons? You're not going to prison, you're working, you're volunteering. Would you explain it to to our audience?
oh, I go there for prison ministry to
Hmm.
of it it's counseling. We give the word of God. We do, but we don't preach to them because we're basically trying to help them to grow as human beings and being productive through the word of through the word of God. So that's what I do, and you'll be surprised on how many really, really, really gifted and intelligent people are behind bars, but someone told them to sit down and be quiet, or
Oh,
either there was no representation from a male in the household, or the person was on drugs, and they ended up going down this bad path that if it had just been a little bit different, they might have been a senator, might have been a doctor,
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
might have been a psychiatrist. We don't know, but the opportunity wasn't there. But you
Thanks,
guys are
Gene.
right about the communication.
Yeah, yeah. Robert, is emotional distance worse than physical distance?
I think it depends on the person. And I think those that really need the personal distance to be close with people, they go out of their way to still go out and meet people, whereas some people are introverts and they're happy sitting at home just talking to people online, and that fills their needs, but it doesn't, or at least they think it fills their needs, but it may not be as engaging and dynamic in helping their real life as
Mm.
when you go out and meet people and, shake hands and
I tell
look
you,
somebody in the eye.
they're people together. They're sitting in the same room. They're breathing the same air, and one of them has the emotional door closed, and that's horrible.
Hmm.
That hurts because if the
Hmm.
other one catches on, that really hurts. And they see the person every day. They smell them every day.
Yeah.
And they're not available. That really, really hurts. Anyway,
Hmm.
can long-term relationships survive without regular communication, Carl?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I
What do
think
you mean?
so.
What do you mean?
Uh, well, you have to respect people's privacies. Not everything needs your opinion or your interference. Choosing peace over drama and mastering your emotions. Learn to respect, and respond. Um, Valuing time like money.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm a little tongue tied right now, but
That's all right. That's all
yeah.
right. They can survive, yes, but they don't grow. That's the key. That's the
Well,
key. So,
yeah, that probably yes, without a doubt. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
absolutely. You have to
Gene,
grow.
I like to bring you in because communication is the oxygen of connections. So,
Absolutely.
uh,
So what
go
was your
ahead.
question again? I kind of
Can long-term relationships survive without regular communications?
uh I think it can, but it depends upon it depends upon the couple, be it a friend or a family member, whatever. It depends upon what type of relationship you have. But if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband and wife team and it's long term, you have to communicate because from my experience, if that person is not saying anything or they're not communicating to you the truth or what they truly feel, you're going to make up in your own head what you want
Exactly.
to. And a
Yes.
lot of
Hmm.
times that's not good because the person is not letting you know. So you have to figure it out on your own, and that can cause problems because you'll make
Hmm.
up scenarios that are not even real,
Hmm.
that can be false. Uh, so I think communication is very important. It brings people together. Hey, look at the country now. We're not communicating enough
Yeah, I know.
on issues, and that's where we are now. I think we absolutely need communication, honest communication, not manipulation, uh, um, not lying, not trying to get whatever you want to get out of for yourself, but for the best of who's ever in a relationship, be it a family, be it a husband and wife, be it a friendship, be it a business partner.
Hmm.
If communication is there and it's open and it's truthful, man, everything will be wonderful. But without that communication, to me, you're gonna have problems.
Yeah, because the relationship it goes on autopilot. I wouldn't want that. I'd rather
Absolutely.
be by myself. I don't want that. So next question is for Robert. Why do some friendships fade as we get older?
I think it really comes down to first people just get busy with life, and then once people get busy with life, they don't take the time to reconnect with those people that they are getting more and more distant from, be it the holidays, you have to go out of your way to make those plans and get reconnected, even if it's just for the person's birthday or, you know, once every couple months here or there to keep the connection alive and catch up. But I think once 6 months, a year, 2 years go by, then it just becomes harder and harder, and the people just don't reach out to each other
Right.
even though they might think of the other person and wonder, but then they
Right.
might get like, well, oh well, they haven't called me, so I'm not going to call them. But really, the person that's thinking that has to be in a sense, the bigger person, and send that message and get
Right.
reconnected if they
Right.
feel that way.
Now, I had a dream about her name is Rosie. We were good friends. We were 16, 17. I had a dream about her last week and I reached out to her. I found her number through a couple of different people and she's now 76. And
Hmm.
yes, we talked about how it used to be and, she filled me in with her life, but, we both evolved.
Hmm.
She had a different path in her life. I'd had a different path. And she's another person. She prefers to live very quietly. She's in Germany with her husband, and she's not connected to anything. She has no computer, no internet, nothing, and she's happy with it. She's
Hmm.
she's very happy with it. So, but we evolved. That's what it is. And
Hmm.
growth changes compatibility. And we used
Hmm.
to be, oh my God, you know how it is when you're still in high
Yeah.
school, graduated. They were your best buddies, and but that's okay. She's still in my heart as young. She hasn't aged a bit. She's still as young as ever. It's amazing all the people that pass on. We remember them in their youth. They never
Hmm.
age. Isn't that interesting? That's
Hmm.
True.
wonderful, I think, So,
That's
I'm thinking about Marilyn Monroe, all the wonderful people we had, we admire. So let me go for a quick break. And after the break, we talk about health. Now, while we are at a break and the guys are taking some refreshments, I do want to tell you about an upcoming program for the beginning of the new year. And we're in November now, and January will be here very quickly. So, here in today's show, we're talking about not being able to, you're not connected, this, that, and the other. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have fun in the new year. Here's what it is: cooking up conversations with Marietta and Chef Shakima. So, where the flavor meets connection, and what it's all about, along with Chef Shakima Romero, we're inviting you to join us on Zoom. Yes, Zoom. Don't worry if you've never used it before. That's part of what we'll show you. How to join in, feel comfortable, and connect right from your own kitchen or living room. This is not a fancy cooking show, it's real life. It's two women who love to talk, laugh, and help others discover that cooking can be easy and even healing. Chef Shakima will walk us through simple, healthy meals anyone can make. Nothing complicated, just food that makes you feel good and gives you energy for the day. And here, when we're a little older, we eat differently. We're going to address that as well. So it's really a connection show. And don't worry about the Zoom. I will give you the studio link. You put it right up in the address bar, whether you have Zoom installed on your computer or not. You get into the studio. So, and I will have everything posted and details on lifetalkwithmarietta.com, where you can get all the details, or you can call me. And while she's cooking, while Shakima's cooking, we will talk about why it matters how we eat, how food affects our thoughts, our moods, and how to get back to that sense of balance and joy we all need. Sometimes we'll touch on stress, mindset, relationship, and how important it is to stay curious and connected. So you never know. You might meet some real great friends. You might make some real great friends. So the goal here is we want to help you to feel comfortable using Zoom, eat a little healthier, and reconnect with people. Maybe even meet new friends along the way. I said that before. That's what it's all about. But you got to have a computer. You got to have a computer. That's not a big deal. We want you to be connected. So that's why the name of it is that Cooking Up Conversations with Mariette and Chef Shakima, where flavor meets connections. So check out Life Talk with Marietta. We will have that on our web soon. And take care. I got to go back to the guys. We're back from our break. I'm Marietta Kimmer, your host of Life Talk. And our topic is What's on Your Mind? A roundtable. And our good friend Carl Del Sabina is here, Jean Thompson, and Robert Adamo. So let's dive into health. Why do so many people know what's healthy but still don't do it? Ah, this is something for Carl.
Oh boy. You're talking to the wrong person here for
No,
that.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, since I'm a baby boomer
Mhm.
and as a kid, my mother used to take me to the dentist and I would have at least 9 cavities from all the stuff that was given to us for do you remember the 5-cent candy bar, which is now a dollar
Oh
69?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, that kind of did a number on my mouth. But in the
Mm,
meantime, health is, I try to, my best anyway, to eat pretty healthy. On the other hand, I do love chocolate, and I
mm,
do love to bite into a couple of spare ribs at some time here and there.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just went to the doctor, as a matter of fact, and um, since I was in Vietnam and exposed to Agent Orange, I now have emphysema. So
mm.
to try to breathe is a whole nother ball game. And
Wow.
so to take care of that, you just can't smoke and you can't be around it. Because I used to smoke pot all the time.
Mm.
One thing that the Army taught me while I was in Nam was to smoke pot. And so if I even get near it, I start coughing. So you have to take care of your body. That's for sure. That's the most important thing in order to stick around. Actually, I'm really happy that I made it past 22, tell you the truth.
Thank you for your service, Carl.
Yes, thank you.
All of us. Thank you for your
Uh,
service. So, let me, the same question to Jean. Why do so many people know what's healthy but still don't do it? I know you're very much into health and eating
Yeah,
properly and everything.
I do. I do. I try my best to. Every once in a while, I'll fall off the wagon, and you'll catch me in the room with a bag of chips, crumbs everywhere.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think because I think a lot of it has been. It depends upon how your parents raised you, what you ate at the table, and a lot of it is brainwashing from TV ads and what your friends do around you, and food that they make now. I don't know if anyone knows this. They put a lot of addictive products in there to
Mm.
addict you, to addict you not only your mind but your taste to
Mm.
that. Your body gets addicted to it, and you crave it. You crave sugar. You crave salt. You crave these chemicals that you don't even know that's that's in the food. And people want to do better, but that I'm gonna just tell you the truth. That food tastes so good. Doritos,
Mhm.
delicious.
Mhm.
Mhm.
you know, and
I
it's
love
hard.
cheese puffs.
Mhm.
There you go, man. I think it's the willpower. You got to have something that's bigger than your health that you want to sacrifice to. For me, I have grandchildren. I just love my little grandchildren, and I really work hard because I want to be around a long time, because life to me more, and that's the biggest gift we were giving, and it's the most how would I say it? Uh, it's better than money. I'll put it that way. No money, no gold, no dime, no crypto, no anything is worth my life. If I'm here and I have nothing to eat but of rice and beans and healthy food, greens, fine with me. Am I healthy? That's the thing. Because I can have all the food in the world and all the money in the world and be laying up in a bed somewhere in a hospital. And what does it mean? It has no
Mhm.
meaning to me. It has no meaning to my family at all.
Do you
So
cook for yourself, Jean? Do you cook? Are you actually in the kitchen cooking for yourself?
yes, I do. I have to. I have
Oh.
to because number one, it saves me money.
Mhm.
I'm on like a fixed income right now, so it saves me a lot of money.
Mhm.
And then I can regulate what is going into my body, even from I don't know if you guys notice or not, and I'm going to be quiet because I'm talking a lot. When I went to the store and I bought an avocado and some grapes, I put them in the refrigerator and they just turned to rubber. They never rotted. The grapes stayed in the refrigerator. My daughter started videotaping it for almost 2 months. and they were green. So I said,
Mhm.
"Oh no, I can't eat that. There's something wrong with that. Things born and then they die. They don't have fruit doesn't have eternal life." Um,
Mhm.
so uh, where I just got off on a tangent and went on.
We were talking about grapes and how they were in the refrigerator for 2 months and they didn't turn bad. So they
Yeah,
have a longer life in the refrigerator. I noticed that about grapes. Same with apples.
no,
Yeah,
they
but
should though.
yeah.
They're doing something to that fruit because
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the bananas turn into rubber. So does the avocados. But I notice if I get I know what I was going to say, GMO, a non-GMO. If I
Mm.
get something that's not
Mhm.
genetically modified, I'll buy it because it's organic and it's natural. I go to like the farmers markets. I don't know if they have them there on East Coast.
Oh,
They
sure. Oh,
used
yeah.
to. Okay, I go to the farmers market. I buy from that person that grew it in their yard, tomatoes, and when I bite into the tomato, it takes me all the way back to the 1960s. You
Mm.
Mhm.
didn't have to put any salt on it, anything. When you bit it, you could just it just tastes like heaven.
Oh,
Now go
but
get a
self-grown.
tomato,
Yeah.
it's like you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. I got some tomatoes too. It was like I got treasures, because my neighbor, they grow them, and the taste really takes you back, took me back to the 1960s. That particular tomato taste, unbelievable, unbelievable.
Wow.
Right? No, no, you're right, absolutely right. Robert, how does
Mhm.
stress affect physical health?
Oh, well, stress affects physical health in many ways because one of the things we do to combat the stress is eat the unhealthy food that we
Mm.
know is unhealthy for us, but because we're so stressed, our body is just trying to get a quick fix of something, which is usually the sugar or caffeine and processed, foods that we know make us feel better. And so we grab for those when we're stressed, and then that just creates a cycle that you feel better for a little while, but then you have a sugar crash, or you have to eat more sugar to keep the energy up and to keep focus. So the stress is definitely, um, it leads to the other bad habits, so to say. People smoke more when they're stressed if they're a smoker, or they might drink more if they're a drinker. So stress definitely tends to lead to the bad habits, where, as we have learned more nowadays, if you're stressed, go meditate, do some yoga, do something, go for a run, do something physically, exercise, instead of reaching for those bad things. But the bad things are so easy because the chemicals are right there in that little bag or whatever, and you can just eat it and you're happy. Whereas if you got to go do a run, you got to put on your running shoes and go take a half hour or 45 minutes to do the run, and then come back and shower. And
Mm.
so, it takes 2 hours to feel good again. Whereas if you
Right,
just eat the Snickers bar, it's 5 minutes later, you're feeling good.
right.
So, yeah.
Chronic stress, whether you're in a relationship, you're in the wrong relationship. We all know that. We've all been in relationships. So,
Yeah.
and you just don't have the courage to exit. And then at some point after 10, 15, 20 years, you do have the courage to do that. But look at all the chronic stress. We just never think of it. But
That's true.
there's these up and downs from day to day. Oh, how is he or she feeling? And what's going to, am I have to prepare myself for a fight again? Same with a lot of people stick out where they work, and they become sick. And there are many, many studies. I don't need to look at studies right now. I don't have any for our conversation tonight. But we've talked to so many people that just go through the motions every day. They drive to work, they sit there, collect the paycheck, that's it, and they get really sick. So,
Mm.
Carl, I know you're retired. How do you feel about somebody
I
who
think
is,
I'm working more now.
oh, really?
Sure, of
Tell us.
course.
Tell us, Carl.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, life goes on. It continues to all the time. Uh, it probably every weekend I'm at Home Depot, And so I've got something to do around the house all the time. I'm always fixing things. I love that. I'm a woodworker, so I love doing stuff like that. And you're constantly on the go with helping people sometimes. I'm always one of my friends who actually Elise
Hmm.
asked me to go to her office and hang three pieces of art, which is what you call a diptych, and the tops had to be exactly straight because one of her clients uh, wouldn't allow it to be off kilt.
Hmm.
And so I had to go over there to her office here in Westport and just, put the things up and make it correct. And that was part of my job for 53 years,
Hmm. Oh yeah, you're
and so,
multi-talent too. You're just incredible. I really admire you. And we won't have any time to get into your music part
oh
because
boy.
then, Gene, I have to have you on, everybody on again for that's a whole nother show. How much you love music. Same with Gene
Yeah.
Thompson.
By,
I didn't
by
want
the
to
way, if
interrupt.
you take
Mhm.
those grapes and just throw them in the freezer, they're great to snack on when they're frozen.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Mhm.
It's like a
Oh,
lollipop, huh?
yes, definitely, definitely.
Oh,
Ah,
that's interesting.
got to
Lollipops.
try
Oh,
that.
okay.
But
I never thought of that. Okay,
yeah,
let me move on to the next one. What's a one small daily action that makes a big difference in well-being? Jean.
uh, I think when you one daily action, when you wake up, just give thanks for being here. You made it another day, and you can do better. And when you acknowledge your thankfulness for just having life and everything, the basic things around you, then that makes the day go a lot better. It helps you not to stress out. It helps you not to uh, desire things that is good to have. But if you don't have a man, so what? I got this. Just being thankful, I think, helps you to strive to have a better life and a better day. For me, I can only speak from Gene's standpoint because everybody's going to have something different when it says to come to that. But for me, it's just waking up and going, oh man, I'm here. There's probably millions of people that didn't make it today. I'm one of the ones that did. Thank you. Let's continue today. I'm going to be the nicest person I can be. I'm going to accomplish as much as I can accomplish today, and I'm going to love life.
Right. And everybody talks about breathing, conscious breathing. I've never done that. I don't sit in the chair and and start breathing. I don't do that. But I'm very quiet in the chair and I start thinking and I feel that I'm going within. But I don't work with my breath. Maybe I should try it, but maybe I think to me it's a little silly, but I shouldn't even say that, but that's what I'm thinking. So tonight we're allowed to say what's on my mind, what's on your mind. So that's what was on my mind, the conscious breathing. So I have to learn that. Maybe I have to read up on it a little more. But here's the question for Robert. Is mental health finally getting the attention it deserves?
I think that it might be, but I don't know that they're necessarily treating it properly because I think they're still just pushing a lot of medication, them being the doctors, rather than really finding the root causes of the problem. To them, it's easier just to medicate the person. And so I'm not 100% sure it's being treated properly, but it's being recognized more. But I don't know because, like Gene said earlier, a lot of the people he encounters in his ministry outreach in jail, they if they had just a little bit different of a path, they could have, you know, conquered the world or at least not ended up in jail. And so it only takes one wrong move for
Mhm.
that to happen. And again, sometimes when people are medicated and not treated properly and not helped at the right times, then they find themselves in, less than desirable situations. And then that causes the the other problems to follow. And that's where I think, again, mental health profession is great that people for the past 30 years or so have been going to more psychologists and doctors and therapists, but I still think people are being over medicated, and then that can sometimes backfire on the people, especially that if they can't get their medicine, it's like you can't get the Snickers bar, and then you don't know what to do, and then they, you know, the bad things happen. But I think we have to just have better communication and really work with people more to find out what is the root problem going on here and not just mask it with drugs.
Well, I think it starts with being aware of how you feel, how you think, and really taking all of that serious, and really
Hmm.
then taking an educational journey and listening to people like us, professional people, doctors, therapists, and so forth, and also
Hmm.
read books on it, and
Hmm.
really go on that journey where this is constantly talked about from different angles. That's how it should start with people. And a
Hmm.
lot of people don't take that serious. What they don't, it's invisible and whatever, it's intangible. And
Hmm.
whatever, a lot of people have a problem understanding what they can't see, they can't relate to. So, but
Hmm.
this is how I learned over the years. But anyway,
Hmm.
um, we're going for a quick break, and after the break, we're diving into aging, the art of becoming. So don't touch the dial, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The ups and downs on marriages, the book that I wrote wasn't just a book I decided to write. It was something that grew out of my own life's journey. About 30 years ago, I started walking a path on my own, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. I realized that if I was ever going to truly understand others, love deeply, and live with purpose, I first needed to understand myself. That journey wasn't easy. It meant facing the patterns I had carried into relationships, the expectations I didn't even know I had, and the emotional blind spots that we all sometimes protect. Along the way, I began to see that marriage or any relationship really is not just about two people trying to make it work. It's about two individuals learning to grow alongside each other without losing themselves in the process. So this book became a reflection of that exploration, the honest look at the good times, the misunderstandings, the disappointments, and yes, the personal breakthroughs. It's about learning what love means when the honeymoon is long over and what personal growth looks like when you're standing in the middle of life's chaos, trying to make sense of it all. If you have ever looked at your own life and wondered, how did I get here? And how have I become along the way? Then the ups and downs of marriages might speak to you. It's not a manual, it's a mirror, a story of rediscovery, truth, and transformation. You can learn more about the book and my ongoing conversations on relationships, growth, and purpose at LifeTalk with Marietta.com. And now back to the show. We're back from our break. I'm your host, Marietta Camera. What's on your mind? Our roundtable discussion. Um, and our last segment is about aging, the art of becoming. And the first question really goes to Carl. What's the biggest misconception about aging? And I have to
Well, let's
hold it,
see.
hold it, Carl.
Okay.
I have to tell the audience we're all very attractive people. And we're pretty
Hmm.
much the same age. Now, Robert is the baby here, the
Hmm.
baby. But we're all really nice looking people for our age because we're all active, extremely active. Okay, Carl,
That
go ahead.
Okay. So my high school picture is on a cave wall in France. That's how old I am. So
uh,
You don't want to wait for motivation, I think. I think you should start even when you don't feel like it. You got to take responsibility instead of blaming luck and people or timing. And you just get right into it and just go and do stuff. I've had, my resume says that I have had a lot of jobs in my time. And every time I go to a job interview, the people would say, "What, were you fired from all these jobs?" And I said, "No, I got bored. I
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
wanted something else. I wanted to go do even more." And every time I got hired, I would bring someone my experience from what I did from the other jobs.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
And it
perfect.
really worked out very well. So uh, I just kept on going. You got to stay consistent long after excitement, fades. So,
Yes. Yes.
I
Where
mean,
a lot of people they worry, oh my God, I'm 65 now. My life is at an end now. What do I do? It's what you believe, it's what you've done, how busy you were in your entire life. And it's really how you're thinking, what you're believing. So thank you for sharing that. Why do some people age joyfully while others fear it? Robert.
I think it comes with how you were raised, and some people when we were young, it seemed like anybody over 30 was old, and then it was 50 and 70 and 90, so for us now, people have to be over 90 to be considered old because we don't consider ourselves old. But I think when we were young, our mindset was different. So I think that makes a difference.
Yeah, but also those who keep curiosity, um, they don't grow old. Constantly new
Absolutely.
things, just what
Yes.
Carl said. Constantly
Hmm.
curious, curious, curious. How can we stay relevant in a youth-obsessed world, Gene?
You can stay relevant by just being relevant. You can,
Mhm.
if there's the internet, go and learn the internet and go on and make friends. There's a lot of different groups that you can talk with on the internet. You can become part of that. You can volunteer your work at in other words, be around young people, learn from them because we have the wisdom, right? But they're showing us new ways of using that wisdom, even though they don't know what they're doing. We know how to
Yes.
frame it up and put it in order and make it right. So keep yourself relevant by staying in touch with what's going on now, and that's going to improve you, make you feel younger, and make you feel like you're still growing as a human being. Volunteer for stuff. Uh, go. What was your question? Because I started thinking about
How
the
can
the
how
pre.
there's no problem. How can we stay relevant in a
Oh,
youth-obsessed world?
okay. You can stay relevant by just continue growing. Like Carl
Yes.
said,
Yeah.
uh, learn new things about technology, and then offer yourself in whatever form or way that you can. Volunteer for things like I said. Uh, be helpful. There's plenty of people. The gym that I go to, there's this one guy. His name is Joe, and he goes out. He's retired. He's made a lot of money in his life. He's had a good life. But this guy goes out. He does Meals on Wheels.
Hmm.
He does
Mhm.
meals when he does not have to do it. And I said, Joe, hey, why are you doing that? You're like you're an angel here on earth with wings. And he said, I'm doing it because uh, to keep me busy, to keep me mentally going, to keep me informed, and also just to show people love, just show them the love of God. And I said that is really beautiful. So if you keep yourself active,
Mhm.
uh, and most of all, to me it's helping people. When you can give yourself away, you get so much more in return by just giving a
Absolutely.
little bit of yourself away, and that helps you to grow mentally, and it helps you to grow spiritually too as a person, and you feel good and you feel strong. I don't want to take up any more time because I can keep
No, no,
going
no,
with
no. That's all right. I'm watching everything, and
okay.
it's just really amazing. You can have all the money in the bank, and if you don't reach out to people and you don't help other people, you're very, very empty. Your lights are out. You may be looking
Absolutely.
at your bank account and the numbers, but your
Yeah.
lights are out. I just had a
Yeah.
show previously on that, how the lights are really out. You're empty. You're really,
Yeah.
really empty because
And
playing tennis, going on all your trips, doing this, doing that, you have to give inter- im- you have to give food for the inside. That's
that
important. Only do
that
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 by reaching out
that's
to
very
other
important.
people.
Before
Very,
you
very.
go, for me, there was a saying that about the what makes the Dead Sea and the Red Sea different, and the person told me that the Dead Sea is dead because nothing goes in it. I mean, nothing leaves out. Only thing it receives, but it doesn't give anything, so it's dead. But it said all of the other water bodies, they're receiving water, they're giving water into other streams, and then back into ocean, and then they're receiving it. But the Dead Sea is dead because it's not giving anything away. Anyway, that was an
Mhm.
analogy.
Thank you very much, yeah. Carl, to wrap this up, what would your advice be, especially for the people that have aging on their minds too? What would your advice be?
Well, again, you can't get caught up as being a kid. You have to use your experiences to go on, and you have to slow down your growth without explaining stuff to people. They have to be able to absorb what they've taken in. Stop forgetting. I've forgotten more than some people even can think about. Uh, Thank God, too,
Mhm.
How,
because there's a lot of things that I like to, forget about. But
right.
you have to build something lasting than just chase quick wins. You know,
Mhm.
there's more to it than that. So you got to value peace and focus more than on parties and noise.
That's
Um,
Mhm.
right. That's right. We all partied and did a lot of noise. And I think,
exactly.
but you know what? I still believe us at a little older age, we should still make a lot of noise. That keeps me alive too. Robert, how
Oh
about you?
well.
Robert, about aging. Oh, I like to make noise. Oh, yes. Yes.
Well, I think that we have to take our experiences, and much like Carl says, some of us have forgotten more than we've learned or something like that. But we have to keep bringing our experience to the forefront and keep learning to keep growing. And I think again, our these days it's a lot different than 30 years ago when my grandparents retired, and I remember I would go down to visit them, and all they did was wake up, watch Prices Right in the morning, and then their soap operas would come on until 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then they'd take a nap. Then they'd wake up, eat dinner, and then go to sleep by 8. They weren't really living, they were alive, but they
Mhm.
were just sitting at home watching TV and watching the days go by in retirement. Whereas now, I don't think that happens with
Right.
nearly as many 50, 60, 70-year olds as it did
Right.
30 years ago.
Thank you, Robert. And how about you, Jean? Um, very quickly.
Go ahead. What was you got to ask me the question again?
Now I forgot. What's the question? I forgot
Aging.
my question now.
You
What's the
got to
what?
keep
A- a-
busy. You have to keep
In other
busy.
Aging.
words,
How do you
what
feel
would
about
your
aging?
advice be? What would your advice be
To
about
a
it?
person
Yes,
about
yes, to
aging?
our
My
audience.
my
Yeah, yeah.
to this audience, number one is stay active in life, and like Robert was saying, his grandparents did. My grandparents pretty much did the same thing. They go fishing sometimes 'cause they were in the South. Get out of the house, do things, have some type of exercise plan to move your joints, to exercise your muscles, and then have things for the nerves. Eat right, because if you got a plan, that's going to keep you active anyway. The fact that you have a plan for life at that stage in life is going to keep you active. So
Mhm.
have a plan and then execute that plan, and it's going to make you feel so much better with aging. Because if everybody knows the old term, if you don't use it, you
You
lose
lose
it.
it.
You
Yep.
lose. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. Gentlemen, this was a great, great show. And what we learned that everyone carries something, a thought, a feeling, a question that shapes how they see the world. When we talk about what's on our mind, we find out we're not that different after all. So sometimes the simplest conversation reminds us we're all still learning, growing, and trying to understand this thing called life. Thanks to my guests. Till next time, I'm Mariette Cameron. See you soon.